How you doing, everybody? Welcome to this YouTube edition of the Cajun Conservative Show. If you have been listening to my program, the podcast, you know it drops every Monday and every Thursday. So what I wanted to start doing with this YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, is it's going to be like the podcast, but in a shorter version. I have some thoughts on news stories, and it maybe would only get maybe 15 minutes. And I thought it'd be pretty neat to go ahead and start adding exclusive stuff to the YouTube channel to try to grow the YouTube channel. Now, if you have listened to my podcast throughout the year and a half that I have done this, thank you for joining on. And like I said, this is going to be like something of the Rush Morning Minute. And we do the podcast twice a week now, starting this week. But this is going to be simple, generic topics that I have or thoughts that I've had. Like today is March 2nd, 2022, and there was a big ruling that just came down from the Supreme Court that I was not aware of how a Christian group wanted to raise a Christian flag or a flag with a cross on it, and the city told them you can't do that. It is a separation of church and state. Well, the Supreme Court went ahead and looked at this lawsuit, and they said, well, it wasn't unconstitutional. That is a public place. These Christians own it, and there was a policy to where if you wanted to raise a flag in members of something, go ahead and do it. Now, if you look at this case, particularly of free speech, this has been the norm for the last week and a half, that especially with Elon Musk buying out Twitter and was in speculation of buying Twitter. It was them trying to say, well, if Elon Musk do this, he's going to go ahead and give platforms to Donald Trump and other people that spread false information. It's kind of funny we say that. There's a lot of that false information that a lot of people mentioned came true. That's just a little side note, ladies and gentlemen. But this whole issue of free speech, and I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days, and I brought it out on my show, the Cajun Conservative Show, the podcast version on Apple, Google, and Spotify. I went ahead and I talked about Elon Musk buying out Twitter. I talked about free speech. But in this, if you give me a few minutes just to go ahead and talk with you today on YouTube, I just see that the left is fighting free speech. See, they weren't attacking Twitter, or they weren't attacking Elon Musk before he said he wanted to buy Twitter, and that he wanted to promote free speech. Now, the Biden administration, under the Homeland Security Secretary Mnuchin, have made this whole special, I guess you could say, not a council, it's just a department in Homeland Security that monitors internet speech or disinformation. It's a disinformation campaign to stop people from lying or spreading false information. And this has caused stir in just not the Republican Party, but a lot of people, that the government is now making a coalition or a special office in the Department of Homeland Security to stop people from spreading false information. But the problem with that is, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things, like me personally, if you're watching this YouTube channel, I'm just going to be blunt with you. I am an opinionist. I'm not a journalist. I don't claim to be a journalist. I read a story from Fox News or CNN or somewhere of that nature, and I give you my opinion. That necessarily isn't spreading false information. I'm quoting the stories, or I'm saying this, but this, and the name of it just bothers me as well. The Ministry of Truth. It's funny how Truth Social has come out now, and they're using this as saying, hey, Trump is saying that we're going to spread the truth. Now they have this special department in the Homeland Security that they're going to go ahead and make sure the truth is brought out. And look, I'm not against truth, ladies and gentlemen. The Bible says if you go ahead and you trust the Lord, if you trust the Lord, I'm trying to remember the verse on top of my head. And what's sad is I'm a minister. I should know this right. The truth shall set you free. And so we want the truth. I want the truth. But the left is using it as saying this is false information, or that we want to make sure that they're bringing out that we're trying to stop false information and trying to stop stop crazy people from quoting crazy things. I understand that, but they're not doing it for that. They're trying to suppress the speech of the opponent of their opponents. If they can't shut them down, they're going to try to shut them up. We learned this from Parler. Parler was shut down because people was there. Parler was growing. People liked how you have free speech, and Twitter and Facebook and Amazon and all of them, they all kind of coalition together to stop Parler because people were starting to speak their opinion, and that's what the threat is for Elon Musk. Elon Musk said, I'm going to go ahead and promote Twitter as a free speech platform. And look, Elon Musk, I heard it today driving home in my truck. Elon Musk never said, hey, I want all the people on the left to leave. He never said that, ladies and gentlemen. He never said, everyone that's on the left, leave. I don't want y'all on my platform. He never said that. But the left is portraying as that. The left stream media is portraying that he don't want nobody on the opposite view of him. And that is not true, ladies and gentlemen. It's not true whatsoever. But according to left-wing media, he wants to go ahead and stop the free speech of the left and not the right, and that's not true. And funny is that what the left is accusing Elon Musk of doing, they have done for years. They have went ahead and censored people on the right because they don't like what they said. They don't like conversation. They don't like conversation, and to come to a middle ground, say we agree on this, but not this and this. So does the left truly believe in free speech? The way they're fighting Elon Musk and they're making this ministry of truth is showing me that they don't. And look, how they say the actions speak louder than word. Mnuchin said earlier today, well, I don't know if today, he said it a while back, how this is a good thing. This thing, we're trying to protect free speech by doing this defense of truth, ministry of truth. There's a problem with it. This is like you saying, hey, I want my car to run, so I'm going to take the gas out the car and it's going to run better. Or my car isn't running good, so I'm going to go ahead and take out the oil and I'm going to run it because it's going to make it run better. Ladies and gentlemen, that you suppressing somebody to speak and saying it's protecting free speech, it's not protecting free speech. This ministry of truth, this whole thing of the ministry, this ministry of truth, and like this is a calling. Like, I'm called into the ministry. I'm a youth minister. I teach for Brothers Just Searching. I do all this stuff. I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm telling good news. Mnuchin and all of them are trying to say, well, this is ministry of truth. This ministry of truth is this true. We're spreading out truth, and it's like a calling. We got to go ahead and make sure that the truth is brought out. And look, I'm not against this, ladies and gentlemen, because you might hear some other conservative commentators say that. Well, they criticize this, and that's going to be the first words out of people's mouth. You don't believe in truth? You don't think we should have the truth? No, I believe we should have the truth. There's a difference with going ahead and make sure the truth is being told and then stopping somebody from speaking because you don't agree what they're saying that might be true. There's a big difference in this, ladies. And that is the difference I'm seeing. And this is what I'm feeling today. I'm feeling that the left really don't like free speech. I could be wrong, but that is my opinion. Like I said, actions speak louder than words. I honestly think that the left does not want you to have free speech. They want to monitor everything you say. And if that's the case, and if they are doing that, what I'm seeing, we're in trouble. Because this is going to be the end of our republic as we know it. Because the very first amendment in the Constitution was freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the right to voice your opinion. I deal with people that think differently than me every day. And look, I'm in two fields right now that has controversy all the time. I'm a youth minister. I preach the gospel. I have a podcast where I talk about false religion stuff. So I'm always dealing with people in that area and trying to come to an understanding. And then I talk about politics all the time. I talk about politics because I like politics. But that is controversial as well, because you might have the right, you might have the left. So I understand that you're going to have a difference of opinion with people. This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot voice your opinion if you're part of the left and tell the other person, shut up, I don't want to hear you. And I just don't want to hear you. I'm going to make sure everybody else don't hear you. That can't be. We live in a country where your opinion matters. And we need to voice our opinion. That's why we have the First Amendment. I'm not like Sean Hannity. I'm not like, Rush didn't have that many people listen. Well, they had many people listen, but he didn't have that many guests. But Rush Limbaugh and some of the other, not Rush Limbaugh, I'm saying Rush. Sean Hannity. I used to like Sean Hannity, but Sean Hannity would never let the other people say their opinion. And it's the same thing with CNN, folks. You watch CNN. It don't matter if Anderson Cooper or any one of those people on there. If you, Don Lemon, if you listen to these people, they don't let the other side talk. They just go ahead and stop the conversation. Hold on, I got a question. I got to stop you. I got to stop you right there. And they interrupt the person. I'm a person that believes if you're going to give me the time of day to talk, I'm going to give you the time of day to talk. Prime example of that, if you look up a podcast that's here on YouTube, it is the Dude Connect podcast. And I was on there, and I was the opposing view to them on abortion. And if you watch that debate, we went ahead and we talked. We voiced our opinion, and we had a conversation. We had dialogue. Did we leave out there with a changed mind? I didn't. I believe they did, because the next episode proved that. But ladies and gentlemen, this was the thing. We went ahead and we talked. That is the issue right there, ladies and gentlemen. The issue is suppressing people's right to voice their opinion because you don't agree with it, and because you don't agree with it, you're just not going to hear it. You don't want no one else to hear it. And that's what the left's doing right now. The left didn't have a problem with Twitter until Elon Musk bought it. They're not upset at the Washington Post. The Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, and guess what? Jeff Bezos is running that, I believe, as a private company. A billionaire that has a newspaper that can shape people's opinions. That's okay. But a billionaire buying Twitter and promoting free speech, that's a bad. Now, both of them are now. Twitter and Washington Post has the opportunity to shape opinions. But on that note, one's for the left, that is extreme liberal, and the other one, I don't know his political views all the way, but apparently he believes in a constitution that says you have the freedom of speech, where you can go ahead and voice your opinion, like I'm voicing my opinion today. But you have to realize, does the left really believe in free speech? That's a question we have to ask. And if you ask with an open mind, you're going to come to probably the conclusion I've come to. Well, if they're for freedom of speech, they wouldn't have a problem with Elon Musk buying Twitter and saying it's going to be a free speech platform. They wouldn't go ahead and try to trash this cell. They wouldn't have tried to stop it. But no, they're trying to stop it, and they're trying. There was even an article I read, I think it was Saturday, that some Senate Democrats want to go ahead and implement to where this man can't fully buy Twitter. That is against the Constitution. Newt Gingrich said this Ministry of Truth, where a government agency can monitor what people are saying on the internet, is a violation of the Constitution. Now, I'm waiting for this to come into. I'm really waiting for this to go to the Supreme Court. And ladies and gentlemen, look, we have truth? Yes, we should have truth. But at the same time, we should go ahead and make sure we're not suppressing people's speech. On that note, you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. You have a good day.
He said Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door. He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Hi everybody, I want to thank you for watching this video of the Cajun Conservative Show. If you don't mind doing me a favor and hitting that subscribe button or the follow button at the bottom of your screen, it helps out more than you know. Also hit the bell if you're on YouTube. If you want to hear more of my opinions, you can go ahead and check out the podcast of the Cajun Conservative Show on Apple, Google, and Spotify. We go ahead and cover topics every Monday and Thursday. Is released on Monday morning and Thursday morning, as I just said. Go ahead and check it out. Until next time, you be blessed.